I'd like to start this video off by saying I am not a financial advisor. Should you choose to invest in Bitcoin or any other asset, do your own research or seek the advice of an actual financial advisor. Bitcoin has been consolidating ever since the drop. It's been putting in a symmetrical triangle. Like I said in my last video, I don't see it exactly going too far up from here, at least not in the short term. In the long term, like I said in the last video, I am still bullish, but right now, not so much. However, that does not mean I did not sell my position. As a matter of fact, I've been buying more and more and more and more, and will continue to do so because these, to be honest, these are really cheap fucking prices, and I have the money to put into them. So I'm gonna do that. Now, that's not why I'm really making this video, and honestly, yeah. Well, we're just going to move on to why I'm actually making this video. Okay, so the last time I brought this map up on my channel, I think there was roughly around 20,000 cases. Now there are 162, I just moved my, whatever. There are 162,687 cases worldwide. So the virus has made some progress. It seems, from what I'm seeing, there's a lot of people out there that aren't really taking this virus seriously because it's just not that deadly. People are thinking that there are some other people taking it too seriously because of the same reason. Those same people are missing the point behind this containment, behind trying to slow this virus down. Although it may have a low mortality rate, it still, in fact, has a mortality rate. Yeah. You may catch it, you might be fine, you might give it to your brother, you might give it to your sister, they'll be fine. They give it to a couple other people down the road, they'll be fine. But then it makes it to an elderly person or a person with a compromised immune system, then that's where the deaths start. And then it continues along the line from there. Who knows how far the part that you did to spread the virus has gone. But it could have been avoided if you would have just went home and quarantine yourself and stayed away from public places and did what you needed to do the right thing, instead of going on down to the liquor store because you needed something to drink. And when you yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but you get my point. If you get the virus, quarantine yourself. Don't go out, well, whether you have the virus or not, you probably shouldn't be going out in public places. From what I just heard, the virus is now in southwestern PA. I think there is 1 case in Washington County, 3 cases in Allegheny County, so it is near where I am at now. It wasn't these cases are fairly new. I think they just popped up in the last day or so. I didn't mention them in my last video because I didn't know about them in my last video. So yeah, this is likely, I mean, I don't mean to spread fear or anything like this, but this is likely going to get worse before it gets better. This case count is probably going to get much higher than where it's at now. It may go up to 1 million, it may go up to 10 million, it may even go up to 100 million. It just depends on how well people respond to this virus and what they do to try to stop the spread, or if these same people don't do anything to try to prevent the spread to stop. I'm fucking that up. Do you get my point? The more people that work to help contain this thing, the better off we'll be. But I don't know how well that's going to work because not exactly everybody's on board with thinking this is something to be taken seriously. But yeah, this could end up becoming a seasonal virus in the United States at this rate. It probably could have been prevented, but at this point, I don't know what's going to happen. But all I can really do is tell you to be careful. If you need any information about this virus, visit the CDC website or the World Health Organization's website or whatever else you need to do. The stock market, it's likely going to see some more downturn. It's likely going to see some more pain. Cryptocurrency is the same thing. So, if you're, whatever your strategy is, I'm hoping you have a strategy if you're trading markets in this condition. Whatever it is, stick to it and you should be fine. Or if you don't have a strategy and you pull it out and you need the cash, I could see why. It's probably needed. But, yeah. The case count as it stands is 162,000 globally. In the United States, we have 3,244 cases. We zoom in here. Yeah, this map is just glowing. The state that I live in, Pennsylvania, 47 cases. New York, I think they're under a state of emergency, 729 cases. New Jersey, 74 cases. Delaware, 6 cases. They've locked out so far. West Virginia, no cases. West Virginia's doing something fucking right. I don't know what it is, but they're doing it. But yeah, you can just look at this map. Some of these other states, they seem to be doing all right with only a couple cases here and there, and they could probably prevent this virus from spreading in their states. But like New York City, that has 700 and something cases, I think they actually just did something with a quarantine. I think they just set up a quarantine something. I don't know what the fuck they did. They did something from what I'm hearing. They're quarantining a town, I believe, or something like that. California, another state that's under a state of emergency, I believe. I think. I know it has a lot of cases. Washington, the first state to go a bit insane with this virus, is, yeah, they're at 642 cases. They've had the most deaths out of every state so far, but they've had this virus, I believe, the longest out of every state so far, too. They've had more of this virus the longest. Well, yeah, 40 deaths. One has recovered. 601 of these cases are still active, so it just remains to be seen what happens there. But yeah, you get my point. The virus seems to have spread across every corner of the United States, every corner of the globe. I don't know how it just managed to just pop up everywhere at such a quick time, at such a quick rate. Like, you would think, I mean, there must have been a lot of people traveling. That's all I can say. And they just, yeah, I don't know. That's my only guess, is there was a lot of people traveling, and they didn't realize they caught it until they got home. And now, it's everywhere. I mean, it's not exactly everywhere. It's 162,000 cases. It's still roughly low compared to the world population, but I'm sure that's going to grow. So, like I said, just be careful out there. Do what you need to do. If you catch the virus, stay away from everyone. Keep yourself at home. Do what you need to do to keep yourself healthy. Contact your local physician or whatever, and yeah, even if you're not infected, you should avoid public places. You should avoid, don't shake hands, don't do anything that requires you getting within a couple feet of another person, especially if you don't know if they're sick or not. Avoid strangers, become antisocial. That might be your best bet. Just turn into an antisocial person. I'm sure you'll be fine there. But, yeah, with that being said, I don't think there's really anything else I had to point out. Like, as far as the markets go, they are treading on, dangerous waters right now. I'm sure the prices of literally everything are probably going to go down as opposed to going up. That includes crypto, that includes regular stocks, that includes bonds. Well, I don't know about bonds. It depends on how, if people start mass buying into that. I don't really pay attention to bonds, so I can't really say anything about bonds. But everything else I know has gone down, and probably will continue to go down. I do believe that there was a bit of a rally on Friday, but that remains to be seen if that rally actually holds. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go to the Dow Jones futures, these S&P futures, and see what that's telling us for tomorrow. Okay, so first off, obviously, there's not going to be any percent change because this is, in fact, the weekend here, so we're just going to look at the difference between the futures and the actual assets. Starting with the Dow here, which the futures level is at 22,988. And so the Dow is at 23,185. So there is a negative difference between the Dow and the Dow futures. And the S&P is, the actual S&P is currently at 2,711. The S&P futures is at 2,696. So there's also a negative difference between the S&P and the S&P futures also. So that means there was some downwards pressure on the futures. Now, the NASDAQ actually went up, I believe. The NASDAQ is currently sitting at 7. Holy fuck, I'm fucking these numbers up really bad. Fucking everything up, damn. 7,874, while the NASDAQ futures is currently sitting at 7,915. So that there was a positive difference between those two. Now, Friday we had one decent rally. This was a really decent rally considering this is the regular stock market. This isn't. I mean, in cryptocurrency we see 10% gains or losses on a daily basis. This is nothing new for crypto, but in the regular stock market, we have to keep in mind that this isn't just single assets either. Like the S&P, for example, for those who don't know what the S&P is 500 U.S. companies, 500 large cap U.S. companies. It's an index of 500 of those companies, and so it derives its valuation off of those companies. So that means the majority of those companies, or enough of those companies, moved up far enough to push the S&P total here up by 9%. So that was one hell of a rally, you can say, as far as the regular stock market goes. Now, how long this is going to last, I don't know. Honestly, I don't think it's going to last too long. Actually, when come Monday open, we may end up crashing again. So do be prepared for that. This is we are in uncharted territory here. I really should have turned my notifications off, but whatever. The virus has caused widespread fear, panic, and so that's what caused the initials. That's what caused a lot of the sell-off. That's why people kept selling and selling and selling and selling, because they needed cash. They were afraid that fear led them to sell their assets, and in a crisis like this, cash is king. It's hard to tell what's going to happen next, so keeping some extra cash in your pocket is actually a good idea, because you never know what's going to happen in a situation like this. So, yeah, I don't think there's, I just disappeared there for a second. I don't think there's really anything else I have to go over today, but I will leave you guys with this. Just, like I said, this is, in fact, uncharted territory, so do be careful out there. Be safe. Do what you can to prevent yourself from catching the virus. If you do catch the virus, try to keep yourself quarantined and keep yourself away from other people. Keep yourself away from other people with or without the virus. That way you can limit the spread, at least. I mean, I know that not everyone exactly is cooperating with this, which is one of the reasons why this virus is spreading so damn quickly. But yeah, the more people who cooperate, the better off we'll be. And also, if more people cooperate and help limit the spread of this virus, that'll be less reason for the government to have to stand in and take drastic measures to stop the spread of this virus. And I mean, we haven't seen the end of that yet. It doesn't stop with the travel ban. I know it does not stop with the travel ban. It could get much worse than what it is currently at. I mean, look at Italy. Italy's on full lockdown. So, like I said, just be careful out there. Use common sense. Don't go out in the public if you don't need, unless you absolutely have to. I know schools have been closed down. Businesses are closing down. It's something, yeah, I'll be honest, I haven't seen anything like this before. So, yeah, with that, I think that is all I have for you guys today. I will see you all next time. Just be safe out there. Alright, I have a quick update. Just while I was trying to edit my video, I realized I'd come to see that Bitcoin had actually spiked up to roughly $5,900. I'm not sure what's driving this spike, but it may have been the break out of this symmetrical triangle. I could see it's going up to $6,000, but breaking this resistance will be tough. because it is in fact a resistance of the 7-month downtrend that we were in last year, so do keep that in mind. If we do somehow manage to break that resistance though, I could see a little bit more upside potential, and we could actually spike, and this could lead to a decent recovery for Bitcoin despite the downtrend. But as you can see, Bitcoin price does seem to be crashing back down now, so this may not be a very long-lived spike, but you'll just have to wait to see what happens. But as it stands right now, Bitcoin has broken out of the symmetrical triangle, and it did make it up to $5,900, and that's the update I wanted to bring you, so I'm just adding this to the end of the video before I post it. And with that, that is all I have for you guys today. I will see you all next time.